Hello, water signs. This is your Gemini full moon card reading. So this is for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So this is this is probably gonna be interesting because I've never done a video reading for my own sign. So if I share some personal stuff, sorry not sorry. But yeah, this is a different format than what I have previously done because it's not a written post, obviously, it's video. So I am excited to hear what you think of it. I would love for you guys to leave me a comment. Let me know. Did you like it? You don't like it? You don't have to do that now. You can wait till after you watch the whole video, after you get like the actual reading, which is why you're here. So I will be using two decks. Primary deck is going to be the Osho Zen Tarot deck that I love. It is my go-to deck when I read for people, especially people that I don't know. It always gives me really good readings. And the Oracle card that I pulled, which is so good, it's so good, you guys, is from the Wild Offering Oracle deck. So let's get started. I'm excited. I got crystals. This is a tourmalated quartz. It's one of my favorites. So the white is the quartz, the black tourmaline is speckled in here. It's like a Dalmatian crystal. And it's got a little point on it so I can point it at stuff. Just kidding, it doesn't. I mean, I don't think it works that way. I don't really know what a point is for. I just bought it because it looked cool, and I like tourmalated quartz because tourmaline, if you don't know, you're getting a quick crystal lesson. You're welcome. Tourmaline is a protective crystal. So I have a piece of tourmaline that I wore in my bra for a very long time because I was going through some stuff and there was like a lot of negative energy around, and I was like, I don't need that shit. But I couldn't say that because when you're at work, you can't say that to people. You can be like, I don't need your shit right now. Random person I work with, because they probably feel the same way. They're like, hey, I don't need your shit either. But so I think of black tourmaline as like an energetic bouncer, that it's able to absorb this little black crystal. It's able to absorb the negativity and kind of just process it and filter it out the way that a bouncer would absorb someone in the bar and eject them for being a jerk. I just watched Roadhouse this weekend, so that's probably where that reference came from. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably because you're too young and you haven't seen Roadhouse and you don't know the joys of Patrick Swayze. So on to the reading, which is why you're here. This is a 5-card reading plus the Oracle card. So I will go through each card and explain what it is. There's going to be a primary issue that I'm reading about for you. And I'm really excited. This is like, it's good. It's good. I like it. I think it's a good reading. I'm happy about it. So even if you guys don't like it, I like it for me. So let's go. So the issue, the thing that we are being brought to awareness about, so good, is the Creator card. So water signs, we are really coming into this time of being in our power, which, like, what does that even mean, right? Like, being in your power. That means having an accurate gauge of who we are, what we deserve, what our abilities are, what we really need, not apologizing for that, knowing what we want, and being okay with people that say, like, I can't give you that, and not people pleasing by saying, oh, it's okay, I don't really need that because I don't want to inconvenience you. No, we're coming into our power and into a place where we're able to say, hey, this is what I need to continue to be in this situation, to continue to be in this job, in this relationship, in this friendship, in whatever your situation is. This is what I need to continue to be here, work here, stay here, engage with you. And being confident enough that we don't bend or fold when we share that. I think for water signs, we have a tendency to be a little, it's okay, it's not a big deal, go with the flow, it's all right, I don't want to make waves. And a lot of times we don't make demands, but a lot of times we don't make requests, or if we do make requests, they're really like, they're really flaccid. That's a really vivid word, but we might be like, hey, I really need this. If you don't mind, if it's okay, if it doesn't bother you too much, never mind, it's not a big deal. I don't need anything. I don't need, I'm fine. So we're not doing that shit anymore because that's not serving anybody, especially not us. So we are coming to a place that we really understand our power and we understand who we are as creators. So what does that mean? We all, regardless of what your sign is, so if you accidentally watch this and you are not a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you're here to get this message. We all have the ability to create the lives that we want. We all have the ability to create the mindset that we want. We all have the ability to create the inner world that we want. So if you have been a people pleaser, if you have been folding, giving, neglecting, ignoring your needs to make someone else happy, you are coming to a place, or if you're like me, you already got there, where you're not doing that anymore. You can't afford to. And this isn't like a card of like obstinance. This isn't like defiance. This isn't rebellion. This isn't spite. This is, I can't afford to people please anymore. I can't afford to not make a stand for what I need because the cost is too heavy for me anymore. So that's that's kind of a tricky thing with like people pleasing, that until it costs the people pleaser, there's no incentive, there's no impetus to change. And I'm just gonna roll right into the next card because that's what it's calling me to do. This next card is the influence that we are not aware of. I'm aware of it because I can see the card and you can't. Just kidding. I'm aware of it because I went through this last week. This is the thing that is the internal unseen influence. So this is the card of suppression. So the last card was a fire card. So these little symbols in the bottom, the red, that's for, sorry, my lighting is all janky. That is for fire cards. So fire is action, which equates to wands if you are familiar with the traditional tarot. So the suppression card, as we can see with this poor person, they are getting compacted from all directions. Literally the world is resting on their shoulders. Like these walls, like the space is very small. And then also if you can see, you see how there's like a foot, you see how there's like a hand, or sorry, an arm with no hand. Like they have lost themselves to this entanglement of stuff, So these ropes are really like representative of chaos, pain, trauma, drama, problems, negative mindset, and it's just gotten too heavy, too entangled. and you are coming to your breaking point. So, and that's good. You are not breaking. Essentially, so this is the equivalent of this situation to your people pleasing or to your giving your power away is the equivalent of probably what will be happening for most of us in January, where you're eating good for Thanksgiving. No, let me back up. You're eating candy more than you should have, but totally like you wanted to for Halloween. And you don't feel bad that kids didn't come to the house and that you ate all the candy yourself. No shame. You're eating good for Thanksgiving because you had a couple potlucks at work, Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving. Gonna be eating good for Christmas. Grandma's making cookies. Everybody's making stuff. Lots of potlucks, lots of time to come together, lots of drinking, celebrating. And then January comes, it's cold. You gotta break out the winter jeans. And they are so tight. They're like so uncomfortable. They hurt so much. And like, when you stand up, you're good. You know, like when you're standing, you look cute. It's fine. But then like when you sit down, and you're at like brunch with your BFF, and you know you want to eat all the good brunch food, but you don't want to pop a button on a pair of jeans because the velocity of that button, whoo Lord. Anyway, so I use that kind of humorous analogy to explain like the breaking point that you've gotten to, where your people pleasing, you're giving your power away, has gotten to be so painful that you're like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Just like, you know, when your jeans are too tight and you're like, screw it, I'm gonna unbutton these pants and pull my shirt down, and I don't have any shame. Like, you're gonna say, you know, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not gonna be tangled up in this drama. I'm not gonna be suppressed, compressed, oppressed by all this drama and stuff that I don't care about. It's not worth it. So essentially, the unseen influence that you're not aware of is that you're being brought to a place that's so uncomfortable that you have no choice but to change. You're welcome. Love, the universe. So the external influence that you are aware of is the dream card. This one's tricky. So this is Six of Water, also known as Six of Cups. This is an emotion card, a love card. As we can see, there is this girl and she has this fantasy in her mind of what she thinks that love should be, like what this like dream is. And this card doesn't necessarily have to do with a relationship. I think for a lot of us, this is going to be a relationship, like this kind of ideal of what we think our relationship is supposed to be, was supposed to be. Because as you know, I'm assuming you know this, like whenever you wake up from a dream, sometimes it's really fleeting and it just kind of gets away from you. And other times like it sticks around. So this feels like it's this kind of fantasy that you've built up that you just can't get your hands on. Like you can't grab it. Because it's not based in reality. Being the sensitive, emotional water signs that we are, we also have a tendency to get swept away in the current of our emotions, and see things that aren't really there, or to get carried away with like our imaginations and our fantasies. So that's kind of what this card is about. But this is the external influence. So you are aware of this. Like you are aware that because you didn't know your power, because you were people pleasing, you also, you know, because you weren't aware of your power, you also weren't aware of the fact that like you're kind of making things up in your mind. You were trying to push the situation to be something that it wasn't, or something that it couldn't be. I don't know if it can still be that. I'm not really sure. But I know that when we were giving away our power, we thought like, oh, if I just people please, if I just do this, then it's more likely that I'll get this little fantasy thing, except for it didn't happen. And so now we're very aware that these old tactics of like people pleasing, giving away our power, doesn't get you what you want. It's gotten really painful. It does not empower us, and we just can't do it anymore. So the understanding that you need for the resolution is abundance. So what does understanding abundance have to do with releasing people pleasing, with being in our power? So I was going to say the key to abundance. Maybe that's accurate. The key to abundance is to understand that there is abundance everywhere. Like with this guy, like he's been eating good. In January when he puts those winter jeans on, they're not going to fit. This outfit, there's no buttons, so maybe he won't have that problem that we're going to have. But, you know, he's sitting like this really lush green grass. He's sitting on a book. Like he has an abundance to knowledge, an abundance to growth. These grapes, like this abundance of food. The lotus, like the symbolism of the lotus, if you're not familiar, is that it grows. So this is what it looks like when it blooms on the water, but it's encapsulated in this like green pod, and it grows out of the mud. So it's in this pod and it grows up out of the mud till it gets to the top of the water, and then it opens and it blooms. So there's this abundance of like perseverance, the ability to really dig through the mud. Sun and moon, light and dark, there's an abundance of this like balance. All the colors of the chakra kind of floating down. What else is going on? There's water, there's mountains, there's clouds, there's just like everything and anything here. And so the understanding that we have to get to the resolution is that we don't have to people please. We don't have to give away our power to get the things that we want and need in this life, because they're all around us. So when we sell out, when we sell ourselves out, when we sell ourselves short, we give away our power to get the dream that we want. What we're doing is saying to the universe, like, this abundance is bullshit. I don't believe in it. Lies. And that's not really what we believe, but I think this is the resolution for the understanding, because we didn't know. We didn't know. So if there's any fear of like things being taken away, if there's a fear of scarcity, that's not going to happen. Like, these things are happening so that we can understand that there's always abundance around us. Like, that's how abundance works. You just have to be open to it. And understanding this is really important, because the resolution is that the resolution is conditioning. I was going to say the resolution is that conditioning. That doesn't make sense. So the resolution is conditioning. So this is understanding that we're creators, understanding what our power is vital to the resolution, because when we look at this card, it's a lion in sheep's clothing. No, that's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Sorry. So it's a lion wearing a sheep. And so when you look at these other little sheeps, look at this guy. Not a care in the world, not worried, totally oblivious to the fact that this is a lion wearing what is likely a dead sheep on his back. Who knows who tied it onto him? I don't know. Nobody's got thumbs. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. But if you look at all these faces, nobody's concerned. Everybody's just happy as a lamb. Especially, I just can't stop looking. Look at this little derp. He doesn't know what's going on. Not worried, not scared. This is us. Yeah, this is us. So the resolution, the reason that we need to understand that there is abundance all around us, the reason that we need to come into our power is because we don't get to hide anymore. We don't get to wear this dead sheep, this dead lamb, to blend in anymore. This is not the time to blend in. This is the time to release the conditioning that we have been given throughout our lives that has told us play small, stay safe, blend in, because that's not what the creator does. Like, I mean, like if you look at the center of the card, it's the sun, right? The sun doesn't say like, oh, let me put a bunch of clouds on myself so that I can be dimmer and like look like the moon so people are more comfortable. No, you have a purpose. Your purpose is to shine. Your purpose is to be a lion. Stop wearing dead sheep. I don't know what the metaphor is for that, but the resolution is that you have to come out as who you are. You have to be you. It is too painful to blend in anymore. It's just, it hurts too much and we just can't. And it's not serving our highest purpose to blend in. So that is your Gemini full moon card reading. I don't know why I'm clapping. The oracle card that I picked is so perfect. It's so in alignment. It's the empowerment card. And it says, when you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. So this is the card. It's so pretty. If you would like photos of the cards, feel free to DM me, let me know, and I will happily send you the pictures. Also, let me know what you thought of the card reading. If it was too long, if I talk too much, if I'm a big weirdo, I'm not going to change that, but still, you tell me, I don't really care. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, I feel like this is a lot more fun for me than doing the posts. It's like a lot of typing. Excuse me. And sometimes I feel like it's hard to explain what's coming through in the cards. And it's also kind of hard to channel stuff when I'm like typing because then I have to go back and reread. So this is just me sharing whatever's coming up. Like the fact that my jeans are probably not going to fit in January. So I hope that doesn't happen to you. If it does, I'm right there with you. But I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you have a great Gemini full moon. I'm so excited for 2020. So, yeah, there will be another card reading later on this month for the new moon, which is also an eclipse. It's going to be magical. So, yeah, have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. All right, bye.